Hey everyone, welcome to the Referral Candy podcast. This is your host Raul Galera. Referral Candy is a refer friend software that increases e-commerce sales through word of mouth, and you can check us out at referralcandy.com. In this podcast, we'll be discussing all about e-commerce marketing and sharing tools and strategies that you can implement on your online store. In this episode, we're sharing with you a conversation we had with Alexander Cunningham, Head of Growth Marketing at Perfect Keto, a company who is running an extremely successful referral program through Referral Candy. Perfect Keto is the company behind the most effective, best tasting, and most affordable exogenous ketone supplements on the market so that ketosis can be accessible to everyone, everywhere, and anytime. The company was created less than a year ago and is based in San Francisco, California. I'm actually always curious to know the story behind all the companies that we talk to, and that was my first question to Alexander. How did everything started?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite a story. So me and a couple of founders, we all are kind of on our own, personal health journey, I guess you'd say. Like we all have this background of not being all that healthy back in like our teenage years and early 20s and stuff like that. And then we kind of started to like learn how to like eat real foods and kind of change our health just by what we are putting in our bodies. And so that all started about 4 or 5 years ago, before any of us knew each other. And we got into exercising and the paleo diet and things like that, and just kind of like optimization and like tinkering with our diet and seeing how it affected things like our mood and our performance and our weight and all those sorts of things. And so as that kind of progressed, you learn about paleo. That's a very popular style of eating, and then it got more into ketosis. So not only do I go low carb or slow carb, and a very like healthy low processed diet, but actually go darn near zero carbs. So a ketogenic diet is under 30 carbs. And so we all were kind of like moving through that phase, and we tried ketosis, and it was a revelation. Like we just felt really, really good while we were doing it. And it wasn't about, weight loss or weight gain or anything like that, but just kind of, how you feel on an hour to hour basis.
Yep.
And so Anthony Gustin is the founder of Perfect Keto, and he actually already owned a supplement company that was more geared towards a whole food, every person's diet. So there was a sweet potato carbohydrate powder, a beef protein, a microgreens powder, pretty much everything you could think of. But we really wanted something that was going to like benefit our ketogenic diet, and so that started with exogenous ketones. And there wasn't a great product on the market. There was only a couple of them, and there was just like kind of like a lot of garbage, a lot of fillers and stuff like that. And so we made it our mission to make a completely clean exogenous ketone product and make it accessible, make it affordable, and then also do a great job of marketing it. Like make it be a little platform of some health knowledge. Not make wild marketing claims, but actually have it be a little messenger of some solid health information, and start the health conversation with everyone who buys it, and kind of ask them, what's your goals, and like what changes are you looking to make, and kind of make it a catalyst for change.
I actually saw that you guys have the Perfect Keto community. I'm assuming that's part of this kind of like educational journey as well, right?
That's so cool that you saw that. Yeah, we launched that not too long ago, and that's exactly what that's for. Is like we're not just trying to sell supplements. I mean, we use the supplements every day. They're awesome. I love them. I don't know what I'd do without them. But it goes a whole lot deeper. And so there's a couple thousand folks in there that are new to the ketogenic diet, just like we were, about a year ago. And so we're all kind of bouncing ideas off each other, and it's really cool to see the engagement. Someone will go on there and post a question, like a very specific question or kind of hurdle that they're dealing with, and they'll get 50, 60, 70 comments back of like, this is how it happened for me. And it's all very encouraging. It's cool to see something like that.
So kind of like in the same line, I had this question saved for later, but I wanted to ask you, what are the coolest or like the best marketing wins or the company wins that you guys have had over the past few years? So what's the okay, I made it moment that you will probably highlight?
Tough to say. So we've only been around for 9 months, so it's been pretty
Mhm.
wild ride so far. But I mean, it's definitely been the kind of like viral nature of the ketogenic diet itself. The fact that people try it maybe for weight loss or whatever their goals might be, but then they end up experiencing how good you feel on it in most cases, and they stick around and they want to share it with friends. And so referral candy has been huge because it kind of embodies just the viral nature of what we're the space we're in, I guess. When
Yeah.
something's working for you, like a way of eating or a lifestyle, you want to share it and talk about it with friends. And there's no doubt about it, that's been how growth has happened.
There's more of in my opinion, I think people tend to share um more based on the value that they can provide to other people other than whatever rewards that you're offering them for doing it in exchange.
That's so true. Like, people want to help each other out, and then they just are kind of waiting for that opportunity to be like, hey, here's a great product that's helped me out, or hey, here's a
Yeah.
great tip that has worked for me. And so, I mean, honestly, like, referral candy has been like the catalyst to kind of get people to use their voice. It's awesome to be able to say to a friend, hey, here's a $10 gift card for something that's working great for me. It's just like a win-win-win scenario. And it kind of, like, yeah, like I said, it gives people the little push to use their voice.
Yep. That's actually great that you mentioned the referral candy without me directly asking you what referral candy has done for your business. But I'm actually curious to know how did you guys decide to go with referral candy over other referral platforms? I was wondering what was the decision process there?
It's funny. It was because of a referral.
Oh, really?
Me personally, I was looking at the couple, leaders in the space, and
Uh-huh.
I was just asking my friends who knew better than I did. Um, do you have a preference here? And they said, "Oh, go with referral candy." So fortunately, they
Nice.
steered me in the right direction. And just from my poking around, it's just super clean and um, super easy, and it's a attractive looking interface, and it was just a slam dunk no brainer for me.
Well, that's great. That makes a lot of sense. I guess
Yeah,
that's the
I
whole
don't know if
point.
there's any kickback. I don't know if their referral candy has a referral candy program.
We actually do. We actually launched one just a few weeks ago. It's on referralcandy.com/affiliates. We're giving a little reward for anyone that wants to spread the love about referral candy. Something I wanted to ask you, since you are directly related to your referral program, to Perfect Keto's referral program, um, I was wondering what's the process that you guys have in place. I'm not sure. I mean, your program is extremely successful, so I'm assuming that you have everything perfectly designed. And when are you inviting your customers to join your referral program, and when are you sending them an invitation, and etc. I wanted to know, what does the process look like, and since your program was so successful, what are tips that you can share with other e-commerce store owners?
Absolutely. So, I set up our referral candy, and I just tried to think about it from our customer's perspective. And fortunately,
Uh-huh.
I'm a customer of Perfect Keto.
That's perfect.
So
Yeah.
I kind of knew exactly how it went for me. Is that, I was very intrigued when I was uh, at the moment of purchasing it. And then, it came in the mail 4 or 5 days later. I tried it. And, after 2, 3 days of trying it, I was loving it. And that's when I wanted to have the opportunity to refer other folks. Like, I was already talking about it to people at my gym, and pretty much anyone who would listen. I was kind of a windbag about it. But so that's kind of what we did, is we set it up for, I think, 7 days after purchase. That's when they would get the notification of, hey, you can refer
Mhm.
your friends. And as far as any other strategy, we set it up so that, like, all the emails were branded with Perfect Keto. We took a lot of time to set it up so everything just looks really nice, really well done. Referral Candy makes it easy to do that. And lastly, we chose to do um, $10 off as opposed to
Uh-huh.
maybe a 10% discount. And I just felt like that was more tangible of a feeling of a way to give something, like, here's a $10 gift card, a digital gift card.
Yep.
And it's been awesome. Like, that's what I would want to give if I could be giving out Perfect Keto.
That's great to hear. And I want to go back to when we were talking about the early days of the company. I mean, you guys have achieved great success over the past few months. I mean, you've been in business for less than a year, and what you guys have accomplished, it's amazing. And I'm curious about your own personal experience as an entrepreneur. Is this actually your first venture, your first experience as a founder, or as an entrepreneur yourself?
I'd say so. I'd say this is my first for real, start to finish entrepreneur experience. And my background was in chemical engineering. So
Uh
that's what
huh.
I was doing for quite a while, was taking care of industrial wastewater. And then I got into sales, software sales. And then I kind of moved into the health industry because, I mean, that's just kind of like where my internal compass was taking me. Unfortunately, I
Hmm.
met Dr. Anthony Gustin. He's the founder of Perfect Keto, and also another supplement company called Equip that I was referring to earlier. And I
Hmm.
was just kind of working for him on the side just because I loved the products. I believed in the company. And, he was still a practicing clinician and was doing it on the side as well. And so it was pretty much just the two of us just kind of going for it as, our passion project. And it turned into being, the way that we get to reach, thousands and thousands of people and start the health conversation. And so it just became it went from our side project to being our main focus, and then actually turned into Perfect Keto. So I'd say it's been this one evolving uh, entrepreneurship journey, and it's been a blast. It's been wild.
So, as a first-time founder, how would you describe this entrepreneurial journey that you're on right now? What would you say are the main learnings or the main feelings that you're getting as a first-time entrepreneur?
Oh man, it's a loaded question. It's funny. Like I wish that there was a manual or a handbook or someone to just tell me what to do, and there just isn't. And so the faster I've gotten comfortable with the fact that like there's going to be no one to tell me what to do, and I'm just going to have to feel comfortable
Figure it
not
out.
knowing what
Yeah.
I'm doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like just constantly learning. Um, that I mean that's kind of been the day-to-day feeling is, boy, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to you know hopefully think as clear as possible, and make my best decision, and just go for it and let it rip.
Yeah.
And what's the worst that can happen after that? And I think the whole goal is just like to be oriented the right way, and our orientation is to just provide value and like be helpful
Hmm.
at every juncture, and stick with making these clean products that we take on a daily basis, and be helpful, and actually yeah, just try to provide value at
Yeah.
every juncture, and kind of let the chips fall where they may from there. And so far so good. So
And so you as a founder, let's say that one of your friends says, "Hey, Alexander, I'm considering starting a business, starting an e-commerce store. Um, what's one piece of advice that you will give me, um, based on your experience?"
I'll say just go for it. um, like Nike says,
Right.
just do it, because there's a
Yep.
whole lot of paralysis around starting a business because there's a lot of fear. But boy, like the second you just start doing things, it's infectious. Like once you just start making things happen, and I write down my to-do list, and the first thing
Mhm.
that I do is the thing that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? The phrase is called eating the frog, where you do the thing that you're most want to put off, and you put that first, and you eat the frog, and then it's infectious. It's like, oh my gosh, I just did that thing that I didn't want to do. um and so I just
Yeah.
say, yeah, let it rip, and ask for advice, but don't rely on mentorship. Everyone wants a mentor, um, to tell them what to do, kind of thing, but really the biggest mentor is just experience. So you might want to ask someone's opinion. Like I asked, what's the best referral platform, and I got a great answer. It was quick.
Hmm.
But I don't want to ask 10 different people and make it become paralysis. I want to be making quick decisions, and making things happen. So yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Awesome. Also, it's also a great learning experience. I think every mistake you made at the end of the day. So it's also a good way to just do it yourself. And like I said, I mean, you can be your own mentor there.
So true. And it's like even the biggest mistakes. I've made some dumb, dumb mistakes, but like 6 months later, like they weren't that bad.
Exactly. Yeah. True, I agree with that. Okay, so my last question will be I would like to know more about how marketing internally at Perfect Keto looks like, and what are nowadays the best marketing channels that you guys have identified so far, and the ones that you're focusing on right now.
Yeah, great question. For us, it all goes back to providing value. And so we want Perfect Keto not just to be uh, supplements.
Mhm.
We want it to be, like I said, the platform to start the health conversation and truly impact people. And
Yeah.
so we've been basically taking what people want to hear, like our most frequent question, what are people talking about in the community group? What are people confused
Mm.
about? And then we go and learn it ourselves, and then we write about it in our blogs and our recipes. Because at least the space that we're in with the ketogenic diet, and also just healthy diets in general, you don't have to be eating keto. Um, there's a whole lot more than just willpower, or just a whole lot more than just taking a supplement. It's a whole experience, and so we want
Yeah.
to be there for every single step of the way. So we're writing blogs, we're writing recipes. We want to be ranking well so that folks are coming to the Perfect Keto website, joining the community, and just like joining us on the path that we're on ourselves.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we do a whole lot of affiliate partnerships.
Hmm.
So there's just awesome people out there everywhere that are very much of the same mind, and so we think it's kind of rising tides raise all ships type of thing. So we partner up a lot with companies that we believe in or we admire, or folks that we really admire, and we kind of cross promote, and we introduce our products to their audience, their products to our audience, that type of thing. And those have been the two biggest marketing channels for us.
And that was it for our conversation with Alexander. And we're also at the end of our show. But before I go, I would like to thank Alexander and the rest of the team at Perfect Keto for making this conversation possible and for taking their time to talk to us and to share all the learnings and their experiences that they've had over the past 9 months at Perfect Keto and the great success that they have achieved. So best of luck for them. And to you, I hope to see you next time at the next episode of the Referral Candy podcast. And don't forget that if you want to start getting more referrals on your online store, you can try us for 30 days free of charge at referralcandy.com.